Have a chair for Skeletor?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How you guys doing? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Cinema Chop Stop and Movie Mash Reviews proudly presents to you the masters of the freaking Cineverse. How you guys are doing today? Today is a very kind of gloomy Saturday morning, and we're going to get into it about Jason David Frank. So, if you guys have not heard the news, we're going to get ready and talk about it real quick. If you guys do know the news, go ahead and put some. If you guys can put some memorabilia in the chat. Tell us what's your favorite memory of the Green Ranger. What are your favorite Green Ranger memories? And we're going to share them in a minute. I want you guys just flood the chat with Green Ranger memories because we want to talk about that and we want to commemorate him in his life and make sure that he's represented correctly, especially on this platform. So, how you guys doing? Red Ranger all the way, fucking one. What's up, BV? How you doing? BV always got to be that one guy. He has to be different. I ain't gonna lie, I did like the Red Ranger too. Red Ranger was my favorite.
I wasn't big into Power Rangers. I knew who he was and I knew of it. Um, as I say, like it's a tragedy. It's just coming to us. Now we've known about this for a few hours, but we needed to confirm it before we even brought it up because, to be honest with you, recently there's been a few things, kind of a few lies here and there about who's dying and who's not. With like Bruce Willis was last week, but yeah, it's we can confirm that yeah, it's true. It's happened. He died at the age of 49. So yeah, it's very sad. Now,
Yes.
as I say, like I wasn't the biggest Power Ranger fan, but I knew who he was, if you know what I mean. I knew the movie when he dressed up in the white kind of Power Ranger outfit, you know. So yeah, and I mean, if and you guys in the chat know more about him than I do, please let us know. But I don't really want to say too much about how he's deaf because I don't know for sure the accuracy. But
Yeah.
apparently, it's suicide, and I can't confirm that yet. Now, when me and Davey, when we do these live shows, all the info that we give you, we check it's confirmed by real good resources before we even tell you anything. And if we say we don't know, that means we don't know. But
Yeah.
it's speculated because it's too early to say. But it was suicide, which is even more so tragic if you ask
Allegedly.
me, because like allegedly, because for someone to feel like they should do that, it must have been awful. But what I do know about the guy is when it comes to martial arts, he was legit.
Yeah, he did MMA.
Did you know that he was an 8 Dan black belt? That's
No.
high. That's like teacher strategy. That is really high. Now, I mean that doesn't happen overnight. So and it takes a long time to get to that point. But he was an 8 Dan. I know he didn't have. I know he was on season. Is it 10 seasons of the Power Rangers? And a
Look,
few movies.
here's the thing with him. He was in the first 3 seasons like consistently as a lead, but then he was such a fan favorite that he constantly came back all the time. And the thing is like he's one of the fan favorite Power Rangers. I mean, he's even like the heartthrob. There's so many teenage girls that freaking loved him, and they wooed over him, and a lot of people wanted to meet him because that was their teenage childhood crush. So he meant a lot to a lot of people. And I also want to piggyback off of what you said earlier. We didn't want to confirm this, and we didn't even want to talk about this until we had a reliable source that actually confirmed that this was true. We had I seen things about people claiming to be his manager and people claiming to be his coach, but until like a real good media outlet reported it, me and Del Boy here were not going to touch this
No.
subject because we know how the internet is. The internet is wishy-washy. The internet kills people frequently, and I would not. I'm a big proponent of like energy, and I wouldn't want to put that energy out into the universe if it was not
Just for
true.
attention, yeah.
Exactly. So we wanted to make sure and confirm beforehand. And Jason, he leaves behind 4 children, and that's devastating. And I know that he was even working. The thing is, he loves this damn role so much. he always was going to conventions. He went to like a comic book store recently in the area. I mean, like, and he was even the Lord Dracon thing that they were doing, the evil Power Rangers spinoff, where it was like a really dark Power Rangers. Like he was like down to do that, and I believe I think he did even the Green Ranger on the Death Battle episode. So that just shows like how involved he is with the character. Like that means a lot. And we, like I said, we can't confirm or deny that if suicide was the reason. But if there's anybody out there that's feeling this type of way and you have these kind of thoughts in your head, there's a suicide hotline. The number is 988. Please make sure that you guys dial that. If you're ever in a distressful situation, make sure that you guys call that number in case you need that kind of help, because the world needs you.
Also, just want to point out, if anyone in the comments or anyone who watches this afterwards feels low in themselves and they feel terrible about themselves, you can actually hit us up too, because we're there if you need. Yeah, you can always comment. You could always inbox us on our Facebook pages or whatever. Just, you can do it. We're here too, and there is support out there. Don't be alone. We're here too. All right, just saying that to everyone. And it's tragic. It was an awful loss. Again, I wasn't the biggest Power Ranger fan, but I knew who he was.
I was huge. I had the VHSs. I remember when he made his debut. I had the when he made his debut, I had the VHS tape, and that VHS tape was green. When the movie came out, I made sure I went to freaking McDonald's and I bugged my auntie to try to get me all the little Power Ranger morphin belts with the little tokens inside of them. I made sure I went to go see the movie. I made sure we bought that movie on VHS. I mean, I was a huge Power Ranger fan. Like, that was my show. Like, I got so many freaking memories watching that show. Like that, and then I mean, the Green Ranger was the only one to give all the Power Rangers the blues. Like, he whooped all their ass by himself, single-handedly. So, you know, he will be missed, and it sucks that such a pop culture icon is now gone. I mean, not too many people can just like leave and change their color and then still be as iconic.
Yeah. Well, I do have a little story to tell. It's quite funny, light-hearted, about the Green Ranger. So when my son was very young, he had a little friend we used to take trick or treat in Halloween, you know. And this one year, his little friend had the blue Power Ranger outfit. He wasn't happy with the blue one. He wanted the green one. But, you know, he had the blue one. And so every time he knocked on the door, and they said, "Oh, it's the Blue Ranger." He goes, "Yes, but I'm pretending it's the green one." Everyone that said, "Oh, you got the blue yes, but I'm pretending it's the green one." So he was getting really offended by anyone saying, I mean, he must have been about 6, but he was getting really offended and upset. By the end of the time, he didn't care about the chocolate or the sweets. He was just more upset about everyone. No, everyone thinks it's blue, because it was blue. But anyway, I just thought it'd be, you know, obviously the Green Ranger was like a big deal to people. So yeah, R.I.P. mate.
Finding the Green Ranger's toy back in the day was kind of complicated. Like, you could find everybody else's, but the hardest ones to find was the green and the red, because everybody was buying those. Like, all the other ones, easy, you can get them anytime. The green and the red were always hard to come by because they were fan favorites. Everybody loved them. Like, I really feel like throughout that whole franchise, those are probably like one of the most 2 popular Power Rangers. And like I said, Tommy came back a couple of times. Wasn't he the Black Ranger and the other one with the little gold armor, like black and gold? I want to say, and he had the little lines in the middle. I want to say that was him, but I mean, don't quote me on it. That was way after. Like, I wasn't even enjoying. Like, once they start putting stars and plus signs on their face, I stopped watching. Once they got away from the dinosaurs, I was like, yeah, I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't know if I could do this no more.
Okay. Well, it's a shame. Is there any of you guys in the comments got anything to say?
Yeah. So let's go ahead. Jay Ferrari. Shout out to Jay Ferrari. Oh, who's Jay Ferrari? I don't think name doesn't sound familiar. Let me know which channel you are watching on. Oh, Jay Ferrari's watching on my channel. Hey, Jay, are you a subscriber? Did you change your name? Let me know. I'm glad you are here. He says horrible things to happen. Paul Thurling says hello. James says, Green Ranger. Let's see. He also says, Jay Ferrari says, here's to Jason Frank. You shaped a generation of young people. That's a fact. Let's see. Seamus chimes in with my favorite Ranger. I had a Green Ranger figure when I was a kid, and the White Ranger in the movie kicked ass. Hell yeah. He had the eagle outfit. My friend Juan has chimed in. He said, I'm sad though. I got his action figure that I never got him to sign. Man, seriously. The crazy thing about it is me and my wife were at a convention yesterday and we were looking at a Green Ranger t-shirt. This is prior to like all the stuff even like being talked about. It was a Green Ranger t-shirt. It had the Japanese lettering on it. And she really wanted it. And we just passed up on it. We're like, oh, we'll have opportunities to get it. And then now it's just like it sucks because I already know that people are about to start selling merchandise. And I hate when this happens because people are like just like benefiting off of someone's death, and I hate it.
Of course, yeah, of course.
He will be missed, RIP. You will never be forgotten. You inspire people to stand against oppression and bullying, even in the most things took place on the background. You were kind and positive and gave your time in meeting your fans. Yeah, I heard he was really nice when meeting fans. Anybody got any fan stories like where you met him? Thank you for being a part of our lives. Sign in, kids of the 80s and 90s. May the Power Ranger protect you. It's morphin' time. Jay Ferrari, man, you on the roll. Giselle says she's devastated. Let's see what else.
Hi, Giselle, thanks for coming.
Tommy Oliver was my ultimate favorite. David, well, he was also my brother's favorite character as well. Yeah, Steve loved the Green Ranger. He was into cage fighting.
Yes,
he was huge into his fans and still used the morphing time stance at the end of fights. Yeah, no, I saw that. I saw that when he did that. He was in a fight. Jay Ferrari says he was charitable with the time and it helped draw people to comic book stores that were struggling with the pandemic. Yeah, I'm telling you, he was at a comic book store near our house, and we didn't get a chance to go, but we really wanted to. And then he says he was always so positive. You never know what people are going through on the inside. This is true, and this is why we left that number, and this is why we're also opening our own chat boxes and social media pages for you guys to reach out to us if you're ever feeling that type of way.
If you're ever feeling low, we're here too. If you feel like, because you see our faces and you feel like you want to reach out to us and say, look, I'm not feeling so good, that's all you have to say to us, and we're here. Believe it. We're not like other people just saying it. This isn't for subscribers, nothing. This is for you. So, and for people who died and suffering from depression or whatever caused him to take his own life, which we still don't know yet. Henry wants to know why is the thumbnail with Quentin Tarantino? Yes, stay tuned. We'll go through all of this in a minute. There is something about he has announced something. Yeah.
Like Del Boy, I wasn't massively into Power Rangers, but it sounds like a tragic death, and thoughts are with his family at this time.
Yeah.
And then Del Boy, you got some spam. I am subscribed now. Thank you, Jay Ferrari. I appreciate it. If you get a chance, don't forget to head to Del Boy's channel and subscribe to him as well.
Movie Match.
It's in the description. If you click the description, go at the top. It says Movie Match. Click it, takes you straight to him. I appreciate it, Jay Ferrari. You have no clue how much we appreciate the support. Why Tarantino in the thumbnail? We already talked about. Happy Sunday. I met the Black Ranger, Zach, and I was like 10 years old. I think it was more surprised the actor was missing a finger. Yeah, Zach is missing a finger. Yeah, Zach also was in that dark Power Ranger one where people were getting killed and stuff. It's on YouTube somewhere. Henry's in the house. What's up, Henry? Indiana Jones 5 is hopefully going to be better than Crystal Skull. We are going to get to that.
We are going to get to all of this. There is a show packed full of stuff. We were just going to go and talk about the Green Ranger for a few minutes. And
Carl Phillips says, sad to hear about that. He was too young. And then he gave a lot of the proceeds from the comic book shop's visit to the stores. Damn. The Green Ranger, Jay Rory, man, I am so glad you're here today, and I'm glad that you're giving us all this input and knowledge that you have about the Green Ranger and his interactions with others.
I'm limited as well on it, I just know of it. And again,
but I've heard about it. I heard he was a super humble person. I've heard that he was like really nice and kind, and he did a lot of things from the heart. So, I mean, it's scary because when you hear about it, you think like those are the people that are okay. But that just goes to show you that everybody needs to be checked on. Everybody needs to be checked on at all times.
You just don't know what's happening in people's lives.
Yeah, people go through different things. Like it's just I don't know, because I know we lost the Yellow Ranger young. She got in a car crash. I know the Blue Ranger was dealing with the most like horrible like form of depression. I think the Red Ranger is going through like legal problems right now. So it's crazy. Like the original Rangers, man. I honestly felt like Jason was the one with his head on straight. I thought he was the one that had it like all together.
Again, we still don't know for sure yet. So
yes, I know. But it's sad that that's even the rumor at the moment. And yeah. But
right. Well,
wait, before we go on, rest in peace.
Rest in peace,
the
man.
Green Ranger.
And to your family.
Jason David Frank. Our thoughts and prayers are with you, and to your family, and to your children, and to everybody that is hurt by your loss. And you will be missed.
100%. Right. So, moving on to better news.
Don't forget
we have a busy show for you today, and we're going to try and get through it all. And there's a few things that happened this week. Nothing major, but certain people will be interested in knowing what's going on. And if you haven't subscribed already, what you're waiting for? Subscribe to Movie Mash and to this guy over here at Cinema Chop Shop, if you can be bothered, you know what I mean? But make sure it's mine. First of all right, just run through what we have. All right, so Jason Blumhouse and James Wan are merging. We've got the new Escape from LA update, what's happening. Oh, sorry, LA, New York, John Carpenter's film. More on Brendan Fraser at the Golden Globes. Indiana Jones and his first look on the part 5. We've got Margot Robbie about Pirates of the Caribbean. We'll get to that. And what else we got? We've got I think there's more. Is there more? Yeah, we got a talk about the Quentin Tarantino and his TV series coming sooner than we expect. The prequel to It, and some alien news, and more Godzilla stuff. I can't do it as good.
Well, kaiju stuff.
Kaiju. But starting off, we're going to talk about Jason Blumhouse and James Wan are merging companies. So for people who don't know, Jason Blumhouse has his own company. You might have seen a few horrors, and I can't remember what James Wan, his company.
Atomic Monster Production.
Now, James Wan has been pretty much the reason for some of the biggest horror success in the last 20 years. We're talking about he created Saw, he created The Conjuring, Insidious, and some of the Annabelle stuff. I don't know if he created it, but it was because of him of it. So, and we have Jason Blumhouse, who has pretty much a successful thing going, and they're bringing out The Exorcist next year and all that. And they want to merge together to make a powerhouse kind of horror, whatever. What do you think about that? Good idea? Bad idea?
I think it's an amazing idea because check it out. So I was reading up on, information about this article and this information and this news that broke. And it makes sense because James Wan, he's the creative mind behind it. He's the horror guy. He's the one he's hands-on behind the scenes, pushing the films, writing it, developing them, creating them. It's a great idea. It's an amazing idea. And Jason Blum, he's a businessman. He hasn't worked on not one damn horror movie. He puts the money behind it. He gets the business plan together. He's the business side of it. And it shows because Blumhouse rakes in stupid amounts of money. They make movies on the smallest budgets and they rake in a lot of money. And because of this blueprint that he's been using, which has been very, very successful, that's why Blumhouse has got their hands on a lot of different franchises that people were wondering, well, how did they get their hands on that? It's because their model and their blueprint that they've created has basically showed that it works. On top of that, the new movie Megan, which is coming out, this is the first collaboration between Jason Blum and James Wan. So this is already a tease of what we're going to be getting in the future. Yeah, so they're both working on this. And it's also been stated already that Megan is already in potential talks to already get a sequel. So what this is telling me is that they've already screened this movie, which I can confirm that they have screened this movie several times already. I can confirm it. And based off these test screeners, that people are actually responding well to it, and they think that this movie is going to make money. And they're already pushing forward with the idea for the sequel, which is also hinting at us that this movie might end on some sort of a cliffhanger. I honestly, I think it's a really great job, or a really great idea, to be honest. Like, that's that's like a super powerhouse. And then here's another cool thing that I found out. If this merger is done soon, these companies will be able to piggyback off of each other's deals. So Blumhouse has a bunch of Universal deals, right? This means that Atomic Monster will be able to also piggyback off of those deals and also insert themselves into, like,
including Warner Brothers.
Yeah, exactly. And that same thing goes for Blumhouse going into Warner Brother films.
Yes.
So they're going to be kind of like piggybacking off of that.
He already, most of the Conjuring and all that, they're all Warner Brothers stuff anyway, so he's already connected and he has a good relationship with them. Plus, what I know from James Wan, you know how you were saying that Blumhouse, he's made a load of kind of horrors on very little budget? Yeah. Well, James Wan created Saw with literally no money. And apparently the first Insidious, literally no money. So again, it's going to be a great gel together, I reckon. I do think, though, my opinion, it's just speculation, but I think Jason Blumhouse wanted James Wan like his Kevin Feige, and this is the way to get it. Do you know what I mean? Because it's said that Jason Blumhouse doesn't really need him as such, because he's kind of doing all right at the moment.
They both don't need each other.
Yeah, but this is like probably a horror. Let's make this powerhouse kind of horror spectacle, movie after movie. Let's do this. And you know what? I'm in. So what did anyone else? What do you think, guys?
This also opens up the door for potential crossovers of properties. If you really think about it, both of these companies come up with a lot of original content, and for them to do that, this means that possibly we can see crossovers with some of these popular characters. Now, remember, I don't know if you guys are familiar with my channel, then you know that I said that Jason Blum wanted to make a slasher verse. This is honestly making it more and more realistic. With the merger of these companies and the contracts that they have and the contacts that these people have, it's more and more possible that you can have crossovers between more horror characters, because both companies have dealt with remakes and reboots of famous horror icons. So they already have those establishments and those contacts with those characters, and may even also have like exclusive rights to those characters, and they can kind of fiddle and faddle with them and then try to like cross them over. Like, this is kind of an opportunity that you might not see.
It's too often. Horror people who love the horror community. This is probably really good news for everyone. There's going to be some good horror, some bad, but we're going to get some real good crackers, I reckon, with those two together. But my question is to you guys, what do you think? Do you think it's a good idea? Do you hate both of them? Do you hate Blumhouse? Do you hate James Wan? Let us know in the comments below, and like and subscribe as normal. But if you're here watching live, what do you guys think? Do you have any opinions on this? Do you care? What's happening?
Let's see. Perk Minded says, salute Chop. What's up, man? Salute to you too, sir. Giselle says Meg from Supernatural also passed. Carl says that is a huge merger. Yes, this is honestly like big. Chrissy says amazing idea. Perk Minded says the merger is better of Blumhouse than this merger is better for Blumhouse than James Wan, but the studio should be called Monster House. Hey, that'll be actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. I like that. You better hurry up and copyright that.
Powerhouse, Monster House.
Copyright it. And then let's see. It'll be interesting. This Carl says it'll be interesting to see what they put out. I know, right? I really think that this is gonna like actually bring to us more original horror movies. They could move the first $1 billion horror movie. It would be amazing to see. This is true. Maybe we will see our first $1 billion. I think the first look. I'm be honest with you. I think the first $1 billion horror movie has to be a crossover of popular characters. I think if they do that, that's what's going to bring in that money.
Jason Part 2.
Yeah, Freddy vs. Jason Part 2, Pinhead versus Freddy, something. Just bring some random ass characters together with
Give
big
us
names.
what we want. Give us what the fans want.
Michael Myers versus Jason. I swear, if they do that, they gonna do it. It'll hit a billion. Jay Barr says, "Good idea. The two companies work together already, and with the merger, it will make things easier to produce and make productions way more streamlined." Honestly, this will help Blumhouse because I heard that they got the rights to remaking the MonsterVerse, the original horror monster movies like Frankenstein and all that stuff. I heard after their successful Invisible Man that that's what they got. Blumhouse and Juan, I'm behind this all the way. Bring it on, Hannah Jones says. Super Clark says, I like the partnership. Sounds like a partnership made in heaven. Should that be in hell? Getting one of the best horror creative minds with one of the best distributors of horror movies can only be a positive for fans. I think this is a really good year for horror. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
I think it's been a great year for horror, whether they're all been good or bad. There's been quite a few this year. And sorry, what was I reading there? Someone said Herb-minded. Just so you know that Jason Blumhouse, he's actually been talking recently, saying that he is determined he's going to get Robert Englund back for another Freddy Krueger film. Will he? I don't know. But the fact that he said it means he definitely is trying. And we'll see what happens. But yeah, you're on
nobody. He said that Linda Blair. No, everybody knew Linda Blair didn't want to come back, and he got her to come back. And yeah, I've heard some stuff about The Exorcist. I mean, I've heard that they're using practical effects, so you guys should be happy about that. You know, dibbling and dabbling and talking to people. So I heard that's out there that they're using practical. So that's a good sign to me. Kevin Bacon as Freddy.
Yeah, it's been talks. He said he'd even do it, but there's been no talk about it. But I wouldn't mind.
That's what I'm saying about the universe.
Hannah said about Saw. She said Saw was a masterpiece. Yes, and that's James Wan. Also, I have to say that The Conjuring and The Insidious did give me the chills, and it was a long time since I got the chills in a film. So James Wan Saw. Listen, this is great news. That's all I'm saying.
It's really great news. Carl Phillips says practical effects are always better. Yes, I know they're gonna have some CGI in there, but you guys will be happy to know that there will be practical use in that movie. So shout outs to the plug. But anything else, guys? Creepy kids scare the shit out of me. What the hell? Okay. So then Children of the Corns is not for you. Tyler.
I watched that the other day, actually.
Tyler. I haven't seen that movie in a while. I watched it with my niece. Remember we watched it? We watched it with our niece. Yeah, she was having fun, but she didn't want to leave. We were watching Children of the Corn.
It's all right. It's all right. It's not bad. There's some good moments in it.
It's definitely dated.
I tried the second and the third. Not so good. We got, is it Malachi and Isaac and all these people?
There's a lot of biblical names being thrown around.
Some like 50-year-old man who looked like a 10-year-old child playing the Isaac or something. Anyway, we're going off topic. Right. Now, let's get into the next story, which is Snake Plissken. Right. So, it is confirmed that they are doing a sequel to Escape from New York, which is John Carpenter's masterpiece of 1981. There was a follow-up sequel, Escape from LA, back in the late 97, 98 or something like that, which now it was basically a rehash of the first one, literally. But I don't care. I actually had fun with it. And I think whether you like it, even the CGI is bad if you look at it now. And it was bad for then, to be honest with you. Even back then, I was like, this is really bad. But Kurt Russell, he's the reason why, if you're going to watch the second one, he's the reason, and he makes it great. Now, this is called We Don't Know. This is called We Don't Know because it could be, it was said to be Escape from Earth. That was what John Carpenter wanted the next one to be. But because Escape from LA didn't do so well, it was scrapped. Now, John Carpenter, this isn't him doing it. He's endorsing it. He's saying, oh, good, and he's happy with it. But who's doing it is the guys who directed the last handful of Scream films. They're brothers or something.
Nah, no. It's not the handfuls. It's the last Scream movie. So
is it? All right. So the last
Radio Silence is the company that did the last Scream movie. They are responsible for the some of the VHS movies because of the success of Scream. Because of the success of Scream, the last Scream movie, the one that came out this year, because of that, they have been handed yet another franchise, which is the Escape franchise. Now, the crazy thing is that they have the blessing of John Carpenter to do the sequel, and Kurt Russell is set to actually star in the possible movie.
This is where it is. You see, it is a sequel. It's not we don't know if it's a sequel from the first one. Are they ignore? You know how they ignore everything else? Is it that or whatever? But all I know is that it's not confirmed. It's said that Kurt Russell's going to be in it, but it's not confirmed it's going to be him yet, but it looks like it will be.
But I mean, him and John Carpenter have a really good rapport, and if John Carpenter gave the blessings,
the Thing,
Elvis. Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, if John Carpenter gave the blessings, I'm pretty sure that he has like a prerequisite of things that have to be done in order for it to take place. He's also executively producing it, Carpenter. Yeah. So it's definitely Kurt Russell's definitely going to be in this movie. I'm not even. I mean. We can say it's confirmed, but I think it's illegitimately confirmed.
I would say my excitement for this movie wouldn't be so high if I thought Kurt Russell was going to be in it. Because look, Kurt Russell playing an old man Snake Plissken with the patch and all that, Grizzly. Look, he's 10 years younger than Stallone, and if Stallone can do it at 75, then Kurt Russell can, and that's all I got to say about that. And I am looking forward to it. Now, they're saying that production starts next year, so we're going to be looking at 2024 minimum, I reckon. But I am super hyped, super excited for it. I love the first one. I even love the second one, and then despite everyone else, I thought it was great. And Kurt Russell, he's just so good in it. Now, a little trivia for people who don't know, for Kurt Russell fans. If you watch Big Trouble Little China, did you know that Kurt Russell is doing a John Wayne impression the whole film? He's doing a cut. And did you know that in that's what was the thing. If you listen, now that I've told you, when you watch it or see it again, you'll know I'm Jack Burton. But Plissken was actually a Clint Eastwood impression. So if you watch him, it's actually Clint Eastwood doing his Snake Plissken. Yeah. So that's just a bit of trivia, bit of pointless trivia. But now when you watch it, you'll know what I'm talking about. You'll see it. But let me ask you a question, Davey from the 80s. If you heard that Kurt Russell wasn't going to be in it, would your excitement for it be? Would you be bothered? Would you be interested?
Yeah, I mean, look, yes and no. All right, Radio Silence to me hasn't proved their worth enough to the point where I feel like they can handle a franchise without its main star and make it worth watching. So they're really piggybacking off of the idea that Scream was successful. And I mean, yes, Scream was successful, but it was also heavily flawed. Let's not act like it was some sort of fucking masterpiece here. Not gonna bullshit. It's not a masterpiece. It was enjoyable, but it's not. Well. It was. You said what?
It done well though.
Fine, exactly. That's the reason why they're throwing this franchise in them, because they're saying, okay, this is our upcoming production company. They're doing pretty well. They've made a name for themselves. They grinded their way up. They've gotten a Scream franchise. Let's throw them this franchise to see what they can do with it. I'm not mad at them, but at the same time, like without Kurt Russell in it, I don't think that it's going to do as well as if he's not in it. So watch. I'm gonna give you an example. This next Scream movie isn't going to do as good as this previous Scream movie because the legacy cast is gone. So I'm just throwing that out there. I'm making my prediction.
That's actually a good point. You're talking about Neve Campbell isn't in Scream 6 and they're doing it.
Yeah. And then they killed off Dewey.
Hey,
the only person that's coming back is Courtney Cox, and
I haven't seen the last one. Spoilers.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
That's your fucking fault. But anyway, Courtney Cox apparently is supposed to have like a cameo in the movie, but she's not going to be like a central focus. All right. But Neve Campbell's not in there. Obviously, Dewey's not in there.
Didn't they kill Dewey off in every single film anyway? He came back.
No, they tried to, but he just keeps coming back. He's like herpes or something.
Well, I'm sure he'll come back then. I'll keep thinking of that when I'm watching it. But but anyway, look, what do you guys think? Let us know. Do you care? Are you interested? Are you worried that Kurt Russell might be in it? Let us know in the comments below. Like and subscribe as per usual. Now, for you in the live chat who are interested in this, what are your opinions on this? Are you looking forward to it? Do you care? Did you notice what I was talking about, the Clint Eastwood and all the John Wayne? Let us know. What you got?
All right, Linda Blair is avoiding The Exorcist because of the bad luck on the set and accidents happening while filming. Yeah, but then she did the second one, and that movie was a bomb.
Well, that was the biggest accident.
Yeah, it was a dud. So yeah,
She also did
Tyler
Repossessed. You seen Repossessed with the guy from The Naked Gun? What's the guy?
Nah, that's not. Isn't that like a spoof?
Yeah, but she played Reagan and she was possessed with the makeup on, so she's did it 3 times. Just so you know.
There you go. Snake is God and Kurt is still hot, so why the fuck not? Okay.
Yeah.
And then Tyler says perp.
Perp.
They know each other. All right, so Carl says love both the Escape movies.
So do I. Even the second one is just a rehash of the first, which I hope they don't do a rehash exactly. I think they should keep some elements in this one, but I hope it's kind of a different take on it. Not like scene for scene. No surfing.
Kurt Russell said he was done and retired after the Christmas Chronicle sequel, but never say never. Look at Ewan McGregor going back to Star Wars.
Look, Kurt Russell is like a good heavyweight. The champion of the world always retires, but says, you know what? There's one more left in me. And that's what's going to happen. I know it.
All right. So Hannah says Kurt Russell has stated that this is his favorite of all films, and Snake Plissken is his favorite of his characters. So, hey, why not come back, right?
He was so much fun. You know what? If you look at it, you can see he had fun making it. He's just over the top and everything in it. It just looks like a lot of fun. Yeah.
I feel like there has been enough time to really get fans excited for a revisit to Snake. Every time I hear Snake, I think of Metal Gear.
Well, he's called Snake Plissken on Metal Gear.
Okay. So Kurt Russell kept all of his comments from the films. Kept all of his costumes from the film. Let's hope they still fit. Nah, they're not gonna fit. I think Scream can do good if it's just actually good. Yeah, but I still don't think they're gonna make it the same amount of money as they did last time, simply because of the legacy cast. I think Kurt Russell was a great actor. Hopefully, he will do it in this movie. Let's see, Leslie Nelson. I love Repossessed.
Thank you. There you go. It was freezing on it. Leslie Nielsen, yeah, Repossessed, and she played Reagan again. Kurt Russell, look at Total Recall reboot without Arnold.
True.
That never happened. That was a bad dream. That film.
I agree. It should be different. All right, let's see.
I think there should be elements that are kept the same. A lot of things because of what it is. It is a silly film in a sense, but I just don't want them to like John Carpenter. I mean, he literally made the same film, just called it LA. Do you know what I mean?
Repossessed and that's Leslie Nelson. All right, we're all caught up, sir. We're all caught up.
All right, so now we've been doing this for now 5 weeks. Well, this weekly show we've been doing for 5 weeks, and for 3 of those, guess who's been appearing again? Yes, Brendan Fraser is in the headlines again. I mean, like, this guy, from being nowhere to being in the headlines one after the other. I mean, like, good for him. But this time it's not so kind of good news. It's kind of like he's avoiding. He said he's not. His mom didn't raise no hypocrite. That's the tagline. That's his words that came out of his mouth, because he's not going to the Golden Globes. He's refusing to going because people are like, why? What's going on? Why? Well, all right. Just for people who have seen this headline and don't understand it, I'm going to give you a little story, the best way I can say it. So back in 2003, Brendan Fraser was, I wouldn't say sexually assaulted. He was manhandled sexually by a guy called Mr. Burke. Something.
Why did you say manhandled sexually?
I don't know. It's the right way to say it. Like, you know, he was just like he was groped, you could say, yeah. And
dude, you might as well just say he got his salad.
The guy was the Foreign Press Association. Now, the Foreign Press Association host and run the Golden Globes, and this is where where it gets complicated. Is that he didn't want to make a big deal out of it because it's a big deal to Hollywood, and he just but he told the association that this guy did that. They said, "All right, we know he did it, but can you sign this saying that you knew it was a joke?" Because the guy was saying it was a joke, and Brendan Fraser says, "I'm not signing that saying that it was a joke. The guy grabbed me inappropriately at lunch." And the guy is saying, "Oh, I'm only joking." Yeah, all right. I mean, so say if me and you, I met you, Dave, I grabbed you by the balls in front of everyone. You're like, "What?" You're like, "What?" I was like, "I'm only joking," and then trying to put my finger up your bum. You're like, "Oh, I'm only joking." No. Doesn't smell so good. Yeah. I'm just saying and then the association that runs the Golden Globes said that all right, he might have done it, but he said it was a joke. Can you sign this agreement saying that you knew it was a joke? And he said no. Now, fast forward 20 odd years, he's been invited to the Golden Globes, and he said no because it will be hypocritical of me to go after everything that they said that I would do, trying to get me to sign something to agree to forget about it. This was brushed under the rug. He didn't want to be blackballed. Yeah, it looked like he was anyway. Yeah. So what do you think about that? I mean, look, I'll ask you a question. If you were a celebrity and you were invited to the Golden Globes and you were going to go, and this stuff has come out about Brendan Fraser, the reason why he's not going to the Golden Globes because of this and their cover up of it, would you still go, or would you feel like, no, well, it's nothing to do with me, I'm going to go, I'm a celebrity, I want to see my face and get an award? Or would you be like, don't want to get involved, I don't want to be seen there, do you know what I mean, supporting them? What would you do?
I mean, I wouldn't go. Like, what the hell? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Brendan Fraser made the right call, and he disassociated himself with Hollywood for X amount of time, and he's been coming back, but it really feels like his resurgence is mostly due to the fans wondering about him, the fans worrying about him, the fans wanting to see his face again. That seems to be his only reason for even coming back to Hollywood. It's crazy that we're in a time and era where somebody can literally say, "Oh, I was just joking," and it's like, dude, you literally just
I know, but
to me, and you want me to dust it under the rug and then save your grace? And is that guy still in Hollywood? Is he still doing things?
Yeah, as far as I know, he is, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, as far as I know, he's still still
active in Hollywood.
Yeah, he's even president of the Foreign Press Association, and that's who holds the Golden Globes. Now, don't quote me now. He could be retired for all I know. Yeah, I'm just saying, as far as I know, he's still.
But what I'm saying is he still had a long career after all of these allegations and everything.
Nothing was done. There was no questions. It was forgotten about. And he was never brought up on charges, nothing. He just got away with it. And Brendan Fraser said, look, I'm not. But he didn't want to make a big deal out of it either, because he knows, as I said last week, Hollywood can be shallow and they can blackball you easily, just like that. And it looks like he was anyway. But
this is crazy.
I still think.
I mean, he look, by all means, he made the right choice. He didn't go. Honestly, if I was him, I'd say fuck all them award shows. I wouldn't go to any of them.
Who gives a shit about the Golden Globes anyway? To be honest with you,
who cares about? Look, honestly, like
I think Ricky Gervais won last time, but that's it.
It's just a stupid ass trophy, bro. Like I think Golden Globes is a stupid ass trophy. Oscar is a stupid trophy. All these things are just like materialistic bullshit. And honestly, they don't mean anything. I mean, because look, you ain't gonna lose nothing by not taking this stupid award. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're not gonna. I mean, you can possibly gain things from it, from like a connection standpoint. You know, you can. It looks good on the resume, but at the same time, it's like you don't really need that to be successful.
Hollywood only cares about box office. In the end, they don't give a shit about how many awards you have, because like loads of people, like look at the guy from The Pianist. Adrian Brody, he's won like for The Pianist. What's he done? He done Predators. He done like it didn't matter. They care about the box office, and that's what matters in the end to them. They don't give a shit about how many awards you have. And that's
I think it's more along the lines of like an idea of sportsmanship. You have like all these great basketball players, and then you always hang that over their head, but you never won a championship though. You never took your team to a championship though. What's the point of being called like a GOAT actor or a great actor if you never won any awards or accolades to prove that you're a great actor? But I think that, acting isn't as competitive as like sports, so I don't really see like the
I know,
connection.
but also the Golden Globes, nobody really gives a shit. I think the Oscars is where the World Cup is. Do you know what I mean? That's if you're going to win something, that's what you got to win. But look, best of luck to him. I hope he smashes. I hope that film comes out and he smashes it. I hope he wins his Oscar. I hope he does.
I think so.
Great
That movie has Oscar bait written all over it.
Even if it's a bad film, I got a feeling he's going to be good on it and he's going to give it a good shot. But my question is to you guys, what do you think about this Golden Globes controversy? I mean, do you think he should be going? Do you think he should ignore
controversy, sir? Controversy.
It's live. I can't remember.
Yeah. What did you say?
It's how we say it. It's how we say it over here in the UK. You're borrowing.
You said contraption, sir.
Yeah. But look, let us know in the comments below. Like and subscribe as per usual. Now, what do you guys think? I know Giselle's got something to say.
Controversy.
Oh, look, shut up. Will you give me a break?
Never. All right, so they disrespected Neve Campbell with low pay, but they made a lot of money. The EU talked about respecting her. Apparently, not enough. Ooh. Yeah, Neve Campbell was talking about that. She was really pissed off about that low ball money that they offered her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I chatted with her at a convention, Jay Ferrari. I was literally the first one to know. That shit was crazy. They talked about respecting Neve. They don't. Now it's wild because I know we backtracking a little bit, but it's crazy to think about. They were like, "Oh, don't worry, you're not gonna miss her because like this movie is fast paced and gory, so like it's a lot of action. You will be entertained." And I'm like, "Fuck!" Like,
don't copy Terrifier.
Like yeah, my wife is afraid they're gonna try to copy Terrifier. Hollywood Foreign Press have a majority damage their reputation. I feel like Terrifier is gonna make a lot of movies try to copy that format though. Hollywood Foreign Press have majority damage their reputation year after year now, turning the Golden Globes into a freaking joke.
Like you've seen what Ricky Gervais did. That was classic. That was the Golden Globes, wasn't it? We called
no black voters last year led to a canceled show, and now this. Damn. He was blackballed unless they do a public announcement. I would avoid doing it. If I were him, shouldn't bow down or take a cheap deal with no public apology. Don't lessen his value. Hell yeah, dude. I want to grovel in that.
He's got nothing to lose anymore. He's been where you could he barely came back from where he is, and he's still not 100% back. So he's nothing to lose. He's just like, you know what? I've lost it all anyway. Here's what really happened. Go fuck yourself.
Exactly. 2 middle fingers. Well done for him turning it down. The person did wrong with him and trying to get Brendan to say it was a joke.
You know what? Look, sexual harassment in any form, in any place, including racism in any form, in any place, is nothing but horrible, right? And people shouldn't get away with it. And like, just because this guy felt like he was somebody, and maybe Brendan Fraser was being polite or friendly, he took the piss and he done that. And you know what? He should really have some kind of repercussion, but obviously Hollywood.
This is Hollywood. Hollywood not gonna do that because they're losing their golden goose. Brendan was right not to for not going. Screw them. Superboy says you can't blame an entire organization for the actions of one person. Almost certain that people that asked him to brush it under the carpet is probably not even with Hollywood Foreign Press. Because now, Super Clark, I want you to think about this. You can say that, but at the same time, did the organization disband him? Did they push him away? Did he get blackballed from Hollywood? The man that did this to Brendan Fraser? I don't think so. So if we don't have any proof that this man got blackballed himself or there were no repercussions for his actions, then Hollywood protected him and his organization protected him. So fuck them. Just saying. Philip Perkley, he's been expelled from the Foreign Press last year due to a racial controversy. So it took a racial controversy for that man to be expelled. Interesting.
Really? The guy sounds like a piece of shit.
Brandon was right not to go. So this man just fondling adults and saying racial slurs. That's what we're doing. All right. Sounds very Hollywood. Of that, I would go, but I respect Brandon for sticking to his principles. Yeah. Let's see. Blumhouse James Wan Mummy reboot with Brendan Fraser better than the Dark Universe. I mean, yeah, but we'll see how that works out. We were talking about that last time. I remember like that Brendan Fraser possibly being the Mummy spinoff that they want, but I don't know if they'll be able to do it. But that's a conversation that we might have to have later down the road if more information gets pulled out about it. What's next on the topic, sir?
Right. Let me see now. For people who have not been living in the world that we live in, some pictures came out the other day of Indiana Jones 5. Anyway, so so this is the first look of Indiana Jones 5, and it looks.
Oh my god, he looks so old.
Well, he is old. He's in his 80s, isn't he? But as I say, like these just come out the other day, and well, here's another one, and he is old, but apparently, according to what I've know, is that his age is addressed on this film. Do you know? So they're not just going to play him off like he's jumping around. It's going to be addressed on it. And
I was about to say, because I can't have this man. I can't do it. He's like, hand me that skull over there.
He was addressed in the last one as well, his age, you know. And that
yeah. And then Shia LaBeouf was supposed to take over. But
now, I actually like the Crystal Skull. Yeah, I'm one of the few that actually enjoyed the Crystal Skull. I think it's actually really good.
Well, all right, tune in tomorrow, everybody.
There's a few problems, yeah, but especially with the swinging through the trees with the monkeys, that just no, that just didn't work. But anyway, I enjoyed it. Now, Steven Spielberg is not doing this one. It's a guy called Marigold, right? Mangold, James Mangold. Now, have you heard of that?
Marigold.
Marigold. Have you heard of James Mangold?
No. What has he done? The name sounds familiar, but I need to know what he's done, and it'll click.
All right. First of all, I want to say about Steven Spielberg, he probably just didn't want to go near it after the bad backlash he got from the last one, which is a shame because I feel like this is his baby, you know, him and George Lucas. But this guy, James Mangold, are you ready for this, right? Do you know what this guy's done?
Nothing.
Logan, the Wolverine, Copland, Walk the Line, was it the Free Tenta Yuma, Identity, Night and Day, and Ford versus Ferrari, which apparently got, I haven't seen it, but
that was a good fucking movie.
This director is the guy who's directing this. Now,
okay,
when I see Logan and all right, the Wolverine, which I didn't love, Girl Interrupted, which was actually decent, Copland, one of Stallone's finest acting day. Have you seen Copland? With Stallone,
I heard about it.
He's overweight and all that. Walk the Line, didn't that win some kind of awards with Joaquin Phoenix and stuff? Free Tenta Yuma was a great Western. So this guy, yeah, it's good. And now,
yeah, that's a remake.
What I was going to say is Harrison Ford has said great things about this. Now, look, he's an actor and he's bound to promote his own film. But he's saying this film is great. He said he's having so much fun. He is so happy to be making it. He goes, it's addressing his age. It's got sneaky parts in it. There's going to be stuff happening on it you won't even see.
Hand me that whip, young man.
But yeah.
Fucking arm is moving out.
Look, we don't have a lot about this film because there isn't a lot out. It's just the new pictures, who's directing it, what he's directed, and what Harrison Ford is looking for. He's really saying good things about this. Again, he's an actor. He has to be coaching somebody. I'm sure he said good things about the Crystal Skull too, and it didn't do so well. But
he has to be coaching somebody throughout this process. Like, I can't see him being like the center focus of this movie. I feel like he's definitely taking a back seat and going to be kind of like giving his expertise in the situation.
Now, I heard that Mads Mikkelsen is playing the villain on this. I don't know if it's true. And as much as I like him as a villain, I think he's going to start getting typecasted as this. Like he played.
I'm bad with names. Who's
all right,
that?
Mads Mikkelsen, Mads, the villain from Bond who had a weeping eye. We spoke about him recently. He also was on. He replaced Johnny Depp in that last Dumbledore film. Fantastic.
Oh, got you.
Yeah, he was the bad guy again on one of the Doctor Strange. So he seems to be playing this kind of, and he's really good. Hannibal. He was Hannibal on the TV show. And
yeah.
But he was really good. I really think he's one of the best actors working today. I really do. I think he's great. But I don't know for sure if he's playing the bad guy. I heard he's the villain. But I'm like, is he he seems to be doing this villain thing all the time. You know, you need to get out of it. But look, I don't care. It's going to be fun. But I want to know, what do you guys think? Do you think it's too
Man,
late?
you didn't even ask my opinion. All right, tight. We just move
All
on to
right,
the
sorry, you have an opinion. All right,
This motherfucker just talked the
Go for
whole
it.
time, didn't give not
Go
one breath
for
for
it.
me to talk.
Tell us
Then
what you
turn around
think.
and try to push that shit off to the
Subscribe
bench.
and just don't listen to him. He just, you know
You
what?
see what I gotta deal with, guys. This is why you guys unsubscribe to him immediately, because this man is inconsiderate.
They're like, you know what? He's saying all the right things. The other guy's just rambling. Come on.
Nah. You just rambling, man. You're rambling. You're worse than Indiana Jones and shit right now. You're rambling.
Shush.
Anyway, no. So honestly, I'm excited for it simply because we get Ford back. That's going to be dope. It's cool to see them try to continue a franchise that's been very popular and beloved throughout its whole course run. Even though the last movie wasn't really accepted that well, even though Hellboy apparently likes the movie, but aliens and such. But that's a topic. That's a conversation for another day. The movie holds kind of like a dear place in my heart because it was something I watched with my aunt. We went to the movies when they re-showed the movies in movie theaters, during the anniversaries and stuff. And she's like, I love these movies. And this is where I got introduced to the movies as well. So, yeah, I'm actually really hyped to see this. I want to see what they're going to do, how they're going to address Harrison Ford's age in this movie. But I mean, I can't really see this man just hiding in another refrigerator and escaping from a nuclear meltdown. I can't see it happening. I don't know. I find it kind of hard to see how far you're going to be able to take this movie. He's going to have to take a mentorship role. And are we ignoring the fact that he has a kid? Is Shia LaBeouf's character getting recasted? There's a lot of questions because I mean, technically, Crystal Skull is canon, right? So
maybe not.
If that's the case, is Shia LaBeouf getting recasted because Shia LaBeouf likes to do indie shit and pretend to be cholos and all that good stuff? So I can't really see him going back to the whole mainstream franchise thing. What do you guys think? Did you guys like it? Did you guys think that it was a good idea for Indiana Jones?
Hey, buddy, what do you guys think out there? Is it good?
We don't. Not everybody in the United States. Yeah. Country, sir. We're not all cowboys. You hear me talk all the time. Your British accents all sound the same. Just posh is a little bit more, splendid. That type of shit. With your little white powdered wigs and shit.
What do you guys think? Do you think he's too old for this? Or do you think you should give it a pass? Do you care? Or are you looking forward to it? Let us know in the comments below and subscribe to my channel and not his.
Nah, man, forget that. This guy just forgot who I am. Unsubscribe to his shit.
Right. What have you guys got to say in the comments?
Nah. And you know what I think they should do? They should have Shia LaBeouf's character have a kid and then have Indiana Jones introduce his grandson. Right,
maybe, because it's been long enough where he could have, I don't know, possibly.
Yeah, because
his dad died in part 4, so Sean Connery didn't appear in the 4th one because he didn't want to come back. He retired, so they did kind of bring up that he was he was part of it, but he's now not in it. So they could do that too, saying, "Oh, he's off at university, or he's on his own mission, or something, or I killed him, or I left him in a cave somewhere." You don't know. We'll have to wait and see, sort of thing.
I'm telling you, have his grandkid come in and you can replace Shia LaBeouf. It'll be easy. Let's see. Jeff Ferrari says Indiana Jones takes place in the 1960s during the high period of racism and segregation. Let's see. I would see the new Indiana Jones movie. Hope it's done right. We all hope
So do I.
Legend, he looks amazing.
Oh, this will be it for sure for him.
To me, he looks like an old bloodhound.
He looks great. Hopefully, if I get to that age, I look that good.
Harrison has been too many accidents on productions lately. Glad he's taking it easy. Yeah, I heard. Yeah, he got hospitalized several times because of this movie, right?
I don't know, but I know in Star Wars he was hospitalized, broke his leg and everything and stuff. So I mean, what's the guy doing? Seriously.
Let me jump from here to there. Yeah. All right, I'm excited to see Mads Maxson as the villain. I have heard it will be set in 1969. How's it a sequel set in 1969? Wait,
because the first lot were in the 40s. But wouldn't this be in the 70s? Because the lot.
I don't know, man. We gotta. I need a timeline of these movies.
Yeah, I need to sit back and think about it. But 60s,
Copeland was
wasn't that in the 60s or 50s? Anyway,
Cop-
I'm not sure.
Copland was a good movie.
Copland
Hey
was.
man, you guys are falling out. I don't like this. Our numbers are dropping. No. Let's see. Ford vs Ferrari was a good movie. I also like Copland. It was on Netflix currently. Giselle says we're awful with names. She needs to become our name assistant.
Yes.
Jim Ferguson is Doctor Strange. Carl Phillips said thanks. Super Clark will have to add that to the list. At the age of 80, go Harrison Ford. I'll give this a watch. Mads was great in The Hunt. I absolutely loved Another Round. See if you haven't. Oh, I have seen The Hunt. The Hunt was good.
I think he's really
Sean
good.
Bean typecasted to die every time Mads cast as a villain.
Yeah.
Did someone say Mads? I'll watch anything if he's in it. Indiana Jones is epic. Harrison Ford rules. You can't beat the originals, but why not? Glad Shia LaBeouf isn't the next step in the franchise growth. Crystal Skull is set in 57, so it will be 12-year gap reportedly.
So this will be early 70s.
Britain has more fucking dialects than anywhere else. We don't all sound the same.
Even the way he wrote that, it sounds the same. So what can I say?
Davey, your British accent cracks me up. Thank you. You guys sound all nasally. Thank you. What's what and all that good stuff. Chivvy up, mate. Rather have Chris Pratt if they did have a successor for Indy, but that's a messy subject. Millennium Falcon door fell on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it broke his leg.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh, but like
but he was hospitalized. It actually broke his leg.
I picture it in my head like the fucking. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I laughed, y'all. I'm sorry I laughed.
It broke his leg. He ended up in hospital.
It broke his hip when the door of the Falcon fell on him in The Force Awakens. I'm sorry. Why are you pronouncing his last name funny? Shia LaBeouf? that was an edit for effect. Harrison Ford is super active and doing his own stunts, so you could just stop joking about his age. More active than all of us in our 30s. Hey, that's fucking true, dude. I don't do shit.
Yeah.
I honestly don't do anything.
He used to fight with his stunt double because the stunt double was always trying to, no, I want to do it. Like there was I think it was The Fugitive.
Move over, youngster. Let me show you how it's done.
Fugitive, he jumped off a train and it was a big deal at the time. So yeah. But anyway, look, thank you. Let's move on. We've got a few more topics, nothing big, just a few little things to go over that happened this week. So just want to jump on to Pirates of the Caribbean. So for people who don't know, Pirates of the Caribbean was going to be redone with Margot Robbie. Now,
hint, Ghostbusters remake.
Now it's going to have a female cast, but now it doesn't mean that she was playing.
It was supposed to have a female cast.
So there was talks about this for a while, but the other day it was finally announced that Disney went, no, we're not going to do it. It was real. This is like it was literally going to happen, and Disney announced that.
Somebody listened to me,
and I think it's a good idea that they cancelled it. To be honest with you,
because it was going to be a remake, right? Like they're rebooting the shit.
No.
They were going to reboot the shit.
No. All right,
they were going to pick up where the last movie left off.
No, I don't know. It's going to be in the same universe, right? And now apparently, I don't think she was going to be playing a female Jack Sparrow. I mean, she was, but not actual him. And it was just going to be set.
Last thing I needed was a fucking Harlequin running around on a boat.
Well,
because I'm starting to feel like she's getting typecasted. Like I don't like that giddy, giggly, like psychotic personality that she's just seemed to adopt. She's adopted this idea or this identity into almost all of her roles, low key lately.
Well,
all
I know is that after what happened with like Disney has left a bad taste in people's mouth, fans of Johnny Depp, because they see as Disney kind of shunning him over what happened there recently with Amber Heard. And I think Margot Robbie, she didn't decide not to do it. It was Disney. I think this would have been a bad move for her.
She wanted to do it.
Yeah, she wanted to do
it. She was hyped about it.
She shouldn't have done it because people are just going to say, hold on, you're jumping in on a franchise that doesn't really belong to you. And no, people are, it's the way it was left with Johnny Depp. It's not a good idea. I wouldn't like to be stepping in his shoes.
Oh my God. I could just imagine Margot Robbie doing this and like, there's.
I think she's not a bad actress at all, actually. I don't think she's too bad.
No, she's a great actress, but I don't want to see her making a movie doing her best Johnny Depp interpretation. That's what I did want to see, which I felt like that's what it was going to be.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I agree. I think it would have been a mistake, and I'm glad it's not happening. But it was definitely on the cards for a while, and it was Disney who pulled out. And who knows what will happen in the future with Johnny Depp? Will they make it up? I don't know.
Do you think that them axing her little spinoff movie thing has potentially opened the door for Johnny Depp to return?
I think it does.
I think it does too. I think that
what will happen?
This franchise was built on Johnny Depp. Like, you're not going to fucking get people.
$1 billion.
The only reason people even came back to this movie is because Johnny Depp. Like, let's be honest. After the second movie, like the film, like the first movie was amazing. Every movie after that was like whatever and kind of mixed in with some garbage. So let's be honest here. Like, Johnny Depp is the fucking Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. And if you don't have him, then you don't have a fucking franchise. Now, am I saying that somewhere 20 years down the line, you won't be able to reboot this series and have somebody else? Of course not. But I'm just saying, for the time being, while he's alive, Johnny Depp is Captain Jack Sparrow, and he's the reason why a lot of people went to go see the movie. I went back to see that fucking movie because of him, not because of what's his name? Orlando Bloom. Is he in it?
He's not even in some of them, so it's like
no. I mean, but I'm just saying, like, he's the new Davy Jones and shit. I didn't go to see that movie because of him. I didn't go to see it because of his fucking girlfriend, whatever her name is. What's her name?
Keira Knightley.
Yeah, her too. So yeah, so continuing with the bad name franchise. Yes, let's go. Me not memorizing names, but to the point, I didn't go to see the movies because of them. I went to go see movies because of him and the old dude with the beard. What's his name?
Barbosa or something? Jeffrey Rush, is it?
There you go. Boom. Barbosa. So this is the reason why I go to see those movies. I didn't go see them stupid ass movies for any of the other cast. And I'm sure as hell not going to go watch that movie to watch Harlequin on a boat. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Not happening.
And especially it's too soon after what's just happened as well. So I think even if you were going to, as you said, a few years from now, if you're going to reboot it, leave it for a while. Don't do it. But that's all we have to say. What do you think, guys? Do you think it's a good idea?
Real quick. Do you want to see Margot Robbie go? Where's all the road gone?
Yeah.
You want to see that?
Yeah.
Is that what you want to see, sir?
I wanted to see it more than anything.
Feel sorry for you, sir.
That's all I think of is Margot Robbie doing stuff like that. But yeah, but look,
movie that's a serial killer.
Huh?
Like, they need to do like a movie about like a famous serial killer and then have her be the actress.
Well, she kind of did. Isn't Harley Quinn kind of a serial killer?
No, but I mean like a legit serial killer, like a Aileen Wuornos type of movie. Even though that's already been done, and Monster was a fucking fantastic movie. I'm just gonna throw that out there. If you haven't seen that movie, directed by Patty Jenkins, yeah. That's a freaking amazing movie. That was her directorial debut. And if you don't know who Patty Jenkins is, she's the one that did Wonder Woman and that whack ass second one too.
I like the second one.
You did?
I did.
You're such a fucking loser, bro. Like, how are we even friends? Like, how do we even, why are we not, like, why don't our conversations end in more arguments? They should. Like, what happened with that Wakanda
Because
Forever?
of your American accent, I don't understand half the things you say, so I can't get into an argument with you. You know what I mean?
Not really. I mean, your broken British accent doesn't help you, mate.
Get the hell out of here, jokes.
We don't. What? Why are we all country though? Like, I don't get it.
That's not country. That's New York. From
that was in New York. Okay, gotcha.
All right, good fella. Get the fuck out of here, jokes. So
that's more of an Italian accent, but okay.
Yeah, but isn't that like a New York kind of gangster thing? Right?
It's Italian, but okay.
Yeah, joke. But anyway, look. What do you think? Do you think you're glad? Would you have liked to have seen Margaret Robbie be Pirates of the Caribbean? Let us know right below. But for people who are watching live, what do you think? All
right, let's see. Laugh out loud. Yeah, never heard his name like that. I think they're still making. When I said Shia LaBeouf, um, glad this is Shia LaBeouf, or should it be Shia LaBeouf? Anyway, glad this movie is axed. We don't need a Margaret Robbie remake of Pirates. That shit sounds horrible. No. That would have been horrible, like the Ghostbusters movie. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Thank God. Well done, like Disney.
Ghostbusters.
Don't think I would have watched it. Hell no. You said what?
I like Ghostbusters 20.
You're fucking lying, bro. Like I'm tired of you and this blasphemy. You be just lying. You lie just to kick it, bro. That's the saying we have in LA. Stop lying to kick it. You lying to kick it, bro. Margot Robbie kicked arse. That's a British thing. In Bombshell, I've never seen Bombshell.
I haven't seen it. Is that the one about the ice skating or anything? I'm not sure.
I could have seen Pirate sequel as a buddy comedy. Margaret would hunt Johnny Depp due to him killing her dad, and then they having to work together. Seems a typical Hollywood unoriginal story. Yeah, but like, do I really want to listen to like her? I know she's going to incorporate that high pitched voice, and that's the only thing I don't want. Like, I'm tired of that shit. Like, Mr. J. Like, I'm tired of that shit. Like, any of that, like, cringes. Let's see. Agree. Disney's doing another cash cow. Need more original stories. Jay Ferrari says. Bring back Johnny. Hannah Jones says, which I agree. I don't know how I feel about all Pirates ordeal. And then Louise says, yeah, at Hannah Jones. Bring back Johnny. Then we have, why is all the rum gone? Why is all the rum gone? But can you imagine that in her voice? Where's all the rum gone?
Stop it.
Why is all the rum gone? And then she chews on shit. They should do a prequel TV show based on Orlando Bloom's character. I mean, him being like,
I don't know.
I thought him being Davy Jones was interesting as shit, and I kind of wanted to know more about it. There's only one Captain Jack Sparrow. That's true. Pass, not interested. It should be left alone unless it's him, which I doubt it would happen. Agree, Davey. It shouldn't be a Jack Sparrow ripoff. You two are more. Oh, what the fuck? You two are like an old married couple. Yeah, I want a divorce though. J.R. Disney would have to give Dev a big payday on top of an apology and a lucrative deal.
He would have to.
It wouldn't be the first time Disney paid out.
It would be worth their while to do that right now, because to get him back right now and pay him a shitload of money would still be worth their while, because it's a big franchise. And right now, I think it would be a good time for him to do it. But
Disney's going to be like, we're not going to apologize to you, but we brought one of our friends to. Hi, everybody. I just want to apologize to you, Johnny, because they did wrong, and I'm sorry. Toodles. That's what they're going to do. They're going to have a voice actor from Mickey Mouse apologize to him, because that's the only way they're going to apologize.
Well, you know what? I reckon that with all the drugs that Johnny Depp's taking, everyone sounds like Mickey Mouse to him. Do you know what I mean?
Imagine. So. Louise Copeland says divorce is on the cards after this. So, yeah, she agrees. Let's see. Bombshell is about a sexual harassment case against Fox News founder Roger. Hey, I want to watch that. Okay, let me go. I'm gonna watch that. I might try to watch that tonight. I remember I wanted to see that movie. You guys are good. Thank you. Thank you. What's on the card next?
Right. So a couple of things left. No big deal, but we've got the man himself, one of my favorite directors, Quentin Tarantino. Now, he recently, this week, said that he's going to do a TV show, a mini series of up to, was it eight episodes? Now, we don't know what it is, but this is the thing. He said it's going to be out, which can't be right, early 2023. That can't be right unless there's been some secret filming going on or what, we don't know. But according to him, now, a lot of people must know, who are fans, say that he said that he's going to do 10 movies and he's done, which means he's got one left. Does this mean it's part of his one? No, apparently not. This is a separate.
He said that he wants to do this before he does the 10.
Yeah, so he's going to do 8 episodes. Now, look, can he do TV? Well, apparently he has directed an episode of ER and some, is it Alias? You know that
Really?
show or something like Alias, but can he do it? Yeah, of course he can do it. For God's sake, I mean,
Quentin
like
Tarantino.
he can actually probably do 3 episodes on just the dialogue, two people talking in general. So you know, yeah, he can do it for sure.
There will definitely be a close up on somebody's feet.
Yeah, like, he is the foot fetish. But as I say, like apparently, I don't know for sure, but a lot of his films, he's had to do a lot of cutting and editing of too much dialogue because the films were going on too long. Now, my favorite parts of his films are the dialogue, you know, and the violence and all that. But the dialogue, I mean, like, I think one of my favorite films of his is was it The Hateful Eight? That's probably my second favorite, believe it or not. And the coach ride at the beginning with Samuel Jackson and Kurt Russell, who we spoke about earlier, just them talking for I think it could be on for 45 minutes of them talking in the coach. I could just rewind and start it again. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. We've even in Pulp Fiction when they're talking in the diner about he's going to, you know, walk the land and save people and stuff, and he doesn't eat pork and stuff. I mean, like,
it feels so organic, like it feels like a real conversation that people would have.
The Royale with cheese. That's what people talk about.
Yeah, Royale with cheese, right? That's just funny.
So I'm just saying.
I wish that we would have got to see in the Tarantino movie. Daniel Day-Lewis, bro. I would have fucking loved.
Oh, wasn't he supposed to be though?
Huh?
He was supposed to be.
In what movie?
He was Pulp Fiction, John Travolta's character.
That was crazy.
Originally it was supposed to be the guy.
But I can't see Daniel Day-Lewis doing this shit though. You know what I'm saying? I can't see it.
Madison. Is it Michael Madison who was in Reservoir Dogs? Remember he cut the guy's ear off in Reservoir Dogs?
Yeah. Stuck in the middle with Vega.
Well, he was supposed to be Vincent Vega, and the second one is supposed to be the same person, but he couldn't do it, or he didn't want to do it. Though they spoke to Daniel Day-Lewis, and I don't know if he refused it or he couldn't do it. Then went Vincent Vega, who apparently is supposed to be the brother of the guy, Michael Madison. But my point is that these films, the dialogue, if he decides to make a TV series, all he has to do is make a film and not cut out the dialogue, and then he's got 8 episodes, and I'll watch it.
And then we also have to take into account the runtime of the show.
Well, an hour each.
Is this a 30-minute? Is this a 30-minute show? Is this an hour show? Like, you know, it depends, you know, because like, example, Dead to Me, like we just watched that on Netflix, and those are like 30-minute episodes each, you know. So it just depends on the runtime of the TV show. But definitely, I feel like a Tarantino. If it's Tarantino, you got to give us an hour each each episode. I think that'll be sufficient. But I want to know what it's going to cover though. Like I would love to have him do like another like Hollywood, the dark history of Hollywood shit. Like kind of like how
Hollywood Land, is it?
That was called Hollywoodland.
Hollywoodland?
Wasn't Hollywoodland the movie about Superman?
That's right. I got confused. You're right.
You're talking about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that and the shady stuff going on there.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like how it was talking about Hollywood, but then you had like the Manson killings as the backdrop. Like, there's a lot of crazy shit that happens in Hollywood. It'll be so dope to see him do like another Hollywood deep dive. Hell, I want to see Tarantino tackle horror, bro. Like, honest to God, I want to see it. Like, Death Proof was kind of like, huh?
He'd been talking about doing a Star Trek film for years. Can you imagine him doing Star Trek?
I don't want to see him do Star Trek.
And Kirk, motherfucker. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, get Samuel Jackson.
I don't want to see that. Would you want to see that? I wouldn't want to see that.
Yes and no. First of all,
I want to see him do something original.
Intrigued to see what it would be like, but probably don't know because I don't know.
He's a master of dialogue and scene setting, right? So I can only imagine him setting the scene in a horror movie for something crazy about the pop off. Like, really imagine him. Those shots to like random objects, like in the kitchen, there's a knife on the table, and then we learn later like that knife was picked up to murder somebody or some shit like that. But like he's really good at that shit, like the attention to detail, like he's good at it.
And the build up,
and he writes his own shit. That's another plus.
Up to any horror thing, you know, the tension he would build. I mean, he does in these films. It would be intense. Now, but didn't he do? What was the one with Kurt Russell again? The Death
Proof. That's what I said. I was saying that was just a that was just a tease at what he can do, like with
And then
horror. You know, even though it's not like horror, like it was still like a tease of what can be. You know, like I want to see him go balls deep into a fucking horror movie, like
that would be mental.
Like straight up, just like horror, or even his approach to like a slasher, because slashers have such like basic formulas, right? His approach to a slasher will be so fucking interesting.
And his gore already on his movies that aren't horrors would be crazy. Do you know?
Yeah, because he fucks with Rodriguez, and Rodriguez loves practical and gore.
Didn't Rodriguez do
Planet Terror?
Dust? Who did Dust Till Dawn? Yeah, it was him too. Yeah, that was good. I love that one.
And he did Once Upon a Time in Mexico, or the El Mariachi, right?
I'm not sure.
I believe he did those movies too.
All right. Well, all I know is that he's doing now. What I can't understand is it should be out early 2023. So unless
I wonder who's going to stream this. It's probably going to be Amazon. I feel like Amazon's going to do it.
I don't know. I mean, there's literally all he said is he's doing this and it's coming out in 2023 early. That's all. 8 episodes. There's nothing else to report but that. But we're reporting it anyway. But my question is to you guys: what do you think? Are you a Quentin Tarantino fan? Do you think he could do a TV show or not? Let us know in the comments below. Like and subscribe as usual. But for you guys in the comments, what have you got to say?
What do you got to say?
What have you got to say?
What do you want? What do you want? Let's see. I'm trying to find the last comment. Boom. Maybe Quentin Tarantino could do an anthology series like American Horror Story, but that'll be good.
Yeah.
Like little one-offs and shit. That'll be dope.
Each episode is something different.
Dust Till Dawn is my favorite movie, but he didn't direct that though.
No, but it's still really good.
He like consulted on it and he was in it. I didn't like the Hateful Eight. The Django is.
I love the Hateful Eight. I love the Hateful Eight.
Hateful Eight was good. Hateful Eight was good. And one day we should rank the Tarantino movies. Argue about that shit. That sounds like a good argument. Yeah, the Django was good. Fucking Leonardo DiCaprio. That dialogue about the fucking skull, man. Kill Bill kicks ass. Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs are other classics. The opening scene in Inglourious Basterds is the greatest opening scene in cinema history. Now, I ain't seen Inglourious Basterds. I need to watch that.
Oh my god,
that's the only Tarantino movie I haven't sat down and watched.
Oh my god, but
I know it's good. I saw that one scene with the fucking people on the floorboard.
Yeah, that was the opening scene, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so there you go.
Yeah.
Would be pumped for Tarantino TV show. Hell yeah. Did Tarantino have involvement in the first Hostel? Nah, I think he just praised it. He really liked the first Hostel movie, and he praised Eli Roth for it. I don't think he might have praised maybe he produced it.
Yeah, there was something there. I know Eli Roth, but yeah, he had something to do with it. He kind of produce something.
Ooh. Make a true romance TV series. That would be awesome. You know, I've actually heard about that. People saying they want to do that. True Romance was good. Now, he didn't direct that, but he did write it. As far as I know. Yeah. Death Proof is my favorite. Inglourious.
The guy can't do any wrong.
Oh my god, dude! I thought she wrote Inglourious Basura is really good. I was like, what the fuck, Inglourious Basura? Speaking of Basura, homie, I finally got my keychain. I'll show you guys later. He wrote the Dust Till Dawn script. In fact, Samuel Jackson's Pulp Fiction monologue was in the original Dust Till Dawn script. Really?
Okay.
Fun fact.
That's Mike Bailey.
Mike fucking Bailey, mate.
Get the fuck out of here, Jakes.
Give me another pint of Guinness. Mike fucking Bailey, mate.
That's just all over the place now.
I know, right? A little bit of Ireland sprinkle. There's Irish people in London. Leave me alone. You're fucking one of them, you jit. Bastarda came out in Spanish. Bastarda. Vendetta.
Right.
What's next?
Now, we got a couple of little things. So we got Derry. Pennywise, it It's called Welcome to Derry. This is a prequel coming out on HBO Max. Now, when we go,
HBO
it's going to
Max.
be a mini series. Yeah. So how many episodes? It ain't going to be like 10 seasons or something. But it's HBO Max. It's going to be a prequel, and it's now what I think is kind of ironic is that it's set before 2017 and what happened. And obviously, if you watch 2017, it's set in 1989. They're supposed to be, and then 2006 or something. And what happens is that this one is supposed to be set
In the
in
1960s.
60s. Now, the original 1990 with what's his name, Tim Curry.
Tim Curry.
That was based in the 60s, and I think it has I think something about the 60s version of it has a charm about it. It's kind of an innocence. There was no internet and Walkman.
You know what?
That kind of
You
thing.
know what I heard though?
What?
I heard that this movie is looking for a black male lead that they want to input in this show, and it's supposed to be like a man, some patriotic man that I guess came home from like
it or just
no, the lead, the main character is supposed to be a black lead that came home from war, and he's supposed to be like this super patriotic person that moves to Derry like after like leaving the army or some shit. And then this movie is also going to be following a band of kids similar to the Losers Club. Now, the strange thing about it is it was based in the 1960s, then this is pre civil rights shit, right? This is pre like, you know, all of that stuff. So this means that there will be some racism kind of embedded in it, which was also in both of the other It's, right? Because the black character in It was kind of like he was bullied and shit because he was black. That was in the remake and in the original. So I guess maybe I wonder if it could be his folks because they're like the only black family in the city, right?
Maybe.
So it makes me wonder, like, is this kind of like
any because if he's coming back from war, what war would it be in the 60s?
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be the war, but I mean, he could just be in the he could just be in the military. But when was the Vietnam War? Let me see.
Well, it ended in like the late 60s.
Korean War. When was the Korean War? Korean War, 1950 to 1953. So, I mean, you know, could be around there.
Well, all I know is that we're also going to get more of the origin of It and how he came to Derry. And now, I think they should stay away from that because if anyone who knows the books, which I don't, but I know about it, is that he's from space and he used to fight a giant turtle. Yes, that's actually.
No, he's not the turtle. The turtle was his enemy.
All right. Well,
the Vietnam War was going on at the time. Vietnam didn't end until 1975.
I mean, but like, look, all I know is that it's going to be on HBO Max. They're starting filming next year, so we're going to you're looking at earliest of 2024. It's going to be a mini series.
And apparently, Bill Skarsgård has also said that he's coming back.
I heard that that's up in the air at the moment.
I heard. Well, all right. It ain't confirmed, but I heard that most likely he's coming back.
As I said, we can't confirm that. We don't know what they're doing, but I do like all the. I would be looking forward to watching it and see what they can do because if you watch the films, they do have this kind of like the town has had problems. A lot of bad stuff has happened in the town, and a lot of people are kind of twisted and messed up, you could say. And if you look at it, it could have some good storylines, but we'll see. I hope they don't do a rehash of kids wanting to band together. We've done that now twice, you know. So I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. Look, man, I think they're gonna follow the same stupid little format. They're gonna have a group of kids because it kills kids. He doesn't really attack adults like that. He feeds off of the fear, so he's always attacking children. Now, again, like you mentioned earlier, it is an interdimensional being. He's not the turtle. The turtle is his enemy. That's like the dude that the kids used in order to defeat him. So that's something completely different. But yeah, I mean, learning a little backstory about how he has been involved in the city, because remember when they were looking at that history book and they were seeing like images of him like throughout the whole, like he kept popping up everywhere. So maybe they'll show like
I mean,
yeah, one of those like flashbacks or some shit, you know?
Yeah.
So
well, I mean,
I'm interested. It was a very successful show, and can't wait to see where they go from there.
Well, look, my question is to you guys. Are you interested? Do you care? Are you bothered? Do you think they're done, or are they just going to milk the hell out of this? Let us know. Comments below. Like and subscribe. What have you guys got to say in the comments?
Uh, Pennywise doesn't need an origin story. Demons and bad guys are scarier is they don't have a backstory. I mean, throughout. See, here's the thing though. Throughout King's novels, he's kind of short. He's slowly but surely revealed a lot about these characters, and that's the reason I know about the turtle, and that's how I know that it is an interdimensional being and shit like that. So we learned a lot more throughout his books because all of his books are apparently connected. Have to bring back Bill as Pennywise. If it is a prequel, they probably all die, a la Rogue One, to set up the films. Okay.
Well, there has to be something. They'd all maybe have to die because there's no mention of them at all in the films, so they're gonna have to somehow connect, you know. So yeah.
Maybe the lead is the only adult seeing what's going on because he is gone for so long and came back. He might not be influenced by Pennywise like the other town folks. Oh yeah, because they were saying like when you leave, like it's like you forget all about it, and it's like yeah, and then when you come back, all of a sudden everything starts coming back. Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be an interesting take.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, as long as they don't rehash it, that's no. But anyway, look, that's it for now. We have a couple of more subjects. Brief. Here we go. We got aliens or Alien on Hulu. Now, this has been talking about this for a while, and I can confirm that yeah, it's happening now. What I can tell you is that it's Alien as we know it, but it's not going to be connected to any other Alien movie that we've seen. It's not going to be a sequel to any of them. It's not anything to do with Covenant, Prometheus, Alien 1, 2, or 3, any of that. I mean, obviously, it's in the Alien world, so we've still got xenomorphs and all that. So we have this young girl, and I'm going to have problems pronouncing her name, Celia Spendy. Now, she's the lead that was confirmed a couple of days
ago. What? Isn't her name Kaylee Spendy?
All right, Cecily is what
Kaylee Spendy.
Right. My reading's terrible. But anyway, I don't know much about her, to be honest with you, apart from she was in
The Craft Legacy, which is a bad fucking look already.
Like but she's the lead. Now, what I know is that Hulu, I keep saying Hulu because we don't have Hulu. Hulu, it's going to be like now. We don't know if it's going to be a theatrical, but I've got a feeling they might be doing the same thing as they did with Prey, because Covenant left a bad taste in people's mouth, and Prometheus, and it kind of seemed to have fizzled out. And they're probably thinking, you know what, it could be a mistake making a new thing, throwing it into the theater, like, you know. So we're going to do the same as they did with Prey. Prey did really well the way they did it.
Hulu. Yeah.
So as I said, like they might. I actually hope they do it this way. You know, keep it low key, stick in a simple story, decent characters, good like best they can do. I think they'd get better than trying to make a big spectacle of it, because look at what Ridley Scott kind of messed them up, you could say, you know, and he's just made a spectacle out of them, and it was all over the place. The story, I liked Prometheus, by the way, and I think he messed up with Covenant.
Yeah, I thought Prometheus left off on a real good note, like the whole.
I thought it was great. I mean,
no, I like it too, but I like the idea, like it alluded to the aliens, and I wasn't expecting for the aliens to be a part of that spinoff series.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking, because you know, I have to say the engineers on Prometheus I was intrigued by. I thought they were great. I wanted to know more, and then they were saying, right, we're going to go off and we're going to find out all about this, and I was like, oh, I can't wait for the next one. I was more interested in knowing about them, with a bit of Alien in it now and again, but I was interested in them. And apparently everyone was moaning about, oh, where's the aliens? So Ridley Scott said, all right, I'll make an Alien film. And I'm like, no, don't go back on what you wanted to do. Now it's just all over the place, and we don't know where we are with it, and they've just stopped it. And I think they're going to go back to basics, keep it simple, no extra stories, no extra sidelines, where he came from, where she came from, just simple. But we don't know for sure. But I know Hulu.
I will say this though, this movie has a Fede Hernandez, who's done Don't Breathe and then also the remake to Evil Dead, which Evil Dead is a really good remake, by the way. And I trust his judgment. I trust him as a director, and I really think he's going to do justice to this film franchise. And I think he's gonna do really well at directing it. The only thing I'm worried about, like I said, is the writing. I really hope that the writing's is good. You know, this movie. The good thing about this movie is this movie always had like a strong leading female role. So hopefully, like people will stop bitching about like a female lead taking the movie because this movie's always had one.
Well,
and
it's the original Sigourney Weaver, isn't it?
yeah, exactly. So oh, she's coming back.
No. I'm just saying the original. That's where we all kind of strong female. One of our big strong females today is where it kind of came from. Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah. So all right, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So this franchise has always been kind of known for that. So hopefully, like it's like the Sarah Connor in Terminator, right? Like these franchises have been known for these strong leading roles, so therefore it'll play less of a factor. Because I know that Prey, when it came out, it got a lot of eyebrow raises because people were like, "What? The main actress is a girl." I don't know. I don't know. But that turned out to be a really good movie. Like I had a lot of fun with it, aside from the CGI. But to me, the story was very interesting, and I honestly would like a spinoff of the Predator series in like feudal Japan or like China or something. That'll be dope. But that's just me.
Well, again, like I hope, like Prey, to keep this simple, nice and easy and simple. That's it. Just keep it nice and like Prey, keep it like that, and let's hope it does well. But that's
do you feel like being too simple? Do you feel like being too simple will feel like we're watching the first movie all over again?
Yes and no, because like look at Prey and look at Predator, the first Predator. They're both easy and simple. When I mean simple, I mean like when it comes to Prometheus and Covenant, he got all over the place, and Prey was simple, back to basics, a bit like the original Predator, with its own kind of throw in with the was it the Red Indians and Apaches and whatever it was. So they have a bit of their own take on it, but they kept it simple, and I'm hoping that they do this with Aliens, but we'll see. But my question is to you guys, are you looking forward to it? Do you care? You see, has it left a bad taste in your mouth since Covenant? Let us know in the comments below. Like and subscribe. What have you guys got to say here in the comments?
All right, we got a couple. Don't think he could handle it after he had a stroke. I don't know what we're talking about. Thank goodness Alien would be more disconnected from the ongoing storyline. It's already a murky story. Alien, not bothered. Jay Ferrari came back with the Aliens became messy like X-Men's movies, so tangled in false spoilers with no pay of retconning parts of the stories. Example, X-Men Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix origin issues. I still to this day have not watched the Phoenix movie because I refuse to.
It was.
When is Ridley Scott Alien TV show coming? Oh yeah, there was supposed to be one, wasn't there?
Is there? I don't know. I didn't know about that. I know that he might be probably helping endorse this one, but I think his days with Alien are done. I don't know for sure though, because I heard there recently. No, I'm not done with it. Oh, I was still bringing out. No, you're done. But we'll see.
All right.
Any more in the comments?
That's it.
All right. So now, finally, lastly, and this is his territory here. We've got
finally I get to talk.
No, so you're probably gonna switch out now. So, see you a lot later. But no, being serious. There's we have one more news, and it is. Take it away, Davey.
All right. So Gamera was recently announced to be having a movie on Netflix. Now, they've been saying that it's going to be a movie. We're not 100% sure yet, but I mean, this movie was was one of the main competitors with Toho in the monster movie category. I think they also created what's the name of that? Damajin, which is like this movie about this big stone statue or whatever. But that's something for another day. But anyway, we don't know if it's going to be a full-length film, but word around the campfire is they're calling it a film, and it's going to be released in Netflix. I don't know internationally, but I know for a fact it's going to be in Netflix Japan. We don't know much about it. The only thing we know is the poster leak. and we also have like a quick glimpse at like a trailer animation. And the thing about it is the trailer animation gives me the vibes, like it reminds me of like the Godzilla Singular Point, and also that Godzilla show that was on Netflix, the one about the Godzilla world. I forgot what the name of the show was, but it's kind of crazy. Like it's cool that Gamera is actually getting some recognition, and hopefully this will eventually lead to a spinoff where we have Gamera and Godzilla finally face off. But the company that owns Gamera, I don't think they would license him to fight allow the licensing to have him to fight Godzilla, because either of these companies, if their person loses, then it's going to make the company look bad. It's going to make it seem like your kaiju is the inferior one. And because of this, they're going to try to stay far away from it. Now, if they could kind of come to some sort of agreement where both characters team up and maybe don't fight at all, or maybe like it ends up being a stalemate or something like that, then maybe we'll see something. But fans have for a long time been wanting this spinoff of Godzilla versus Gamera, and it's crazy to see that Gamera is actually getting his own TV show or film on Netflix. Now, kind of piggybacking off of that, if you guys are familiar, Ultraman has had a new film come out. It's called Shin Ultraman, which is tied to the whole Shin universe. We had Shin Godzilla come out before that. Now we have Shin Ultraman, and then after that, we're going to have Shin Kamen Rider. And that movie is finally getting a theatrical run in the United States, and is due to hit theaters around in January 11th and January 12th. So it might be a Fathom event. It might be something that you might have to pay like upward in ticket prices to see. But if you guys are a kaiju fan like myself, then you won't be bothered too much by the price tag, and you'll go watch it. So that's all I got in the world of the kaiju verse.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, anything to do with giant monsters and Godzilla and stuff like is never a bad thing. So for me, I'm definitely going to be up watching it. But what about you guys? Let us know in the comments below. Are you interested? Are you excited about this? We don't know. Subscribers, like and subscribe. I'm saying it so many times you think I'd say it right this time. Like and subscribe as normal. Any comments in the live chat?
Not really. Our last one was about Tim Curry, and we have went dry since then.
All right. Well,
we've gone for almost 2 hours, so
yeah, I know.
Yeah. You guys had a very special day today.
Well, yeah, no, look, what it is we had a lot, and we didn't want to leave anything out Pacific, you know what I mean? Because we only go once a week at the moment. So we wanted to try and tell you all the news, you know, and try and keep it as brief and as possible. As I said, we always tell you exactly what we know and as accurately as we can, because all this news here, well, it's all confirmed. Everything we said is confirmed. We wouldn't just come out and just say, oh, by maybe. So if we say maybe, that is maybe. But you look, everyone I asked to join, really thank you for coming again as normal. If you have any questions before we go, let us know. I do have something though for the people that are remaining. How many people are left? I have a question for everyone that's here still. Now, I'm going to spring this on Davey. Would you believe there is a handful of films that Davey has not seen? Crazy. We're talking about Jaws. He's not seen Aliens. He's not seen Goonies. He's not seen the original Superman. Which of those do you think he should be going off to watch first? Aliens, the sequel, Superman, Goonies, Jaws, and what was it you said? And Goodfellas. He hasn't even seen that. So
I think I have seen Goodfellas. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Well, I think you would have known if you'd see it. Yeah.
Hey, Jay Ferrari says I subscribe to both. Click the bell. Thank you for supporting.
You are the man.
Thank you, Jason Ferrari, for staying the literal whole session. I appreciate it a lot, and thank you for coming to and listen to us.
Thank you. No, I appreciate it, mate. Thank you. But what of those films? Jaws, Goonies, Superman, and what was it? Goodfellas and Aliens. Which of those do you think he should have watched out of all of those? Should he watch first? I know he should be watching all of them, and I know he should have seen them all already. But which of those do you think he should watch first? Does anyone care?
Goonies, Jaws, and then Aliens. So Goonies, and it's funny because Goonies is like Goonies is like at the bottom of my list. Like I don't want to watch that movie.
Superman, then Goonies.
Why is Goonies so hype? Like I don't
didn't
see
think Goonies would be as high on the list as it is so far. Davey, you need
Aliens
to
or
watch
Jaws.
Jaws
Okay.
first. I kind
These
of
lists
agree.
are like all over the place. Start with
You need
old
to watch
first.
Jaws. Starting well, that's what I was going to say. Should probably start in the order, but if you had to choose one of those movies, which one would you make him? Which do you think is the most important thing he needs to watch? For me, I don't know because they're all kind of real, kind of.
How are you going to pose this question and then not have an answer?
It's because that's why I'm asking the question for you guys, right? So Jaws is the film that started the summer blockbuster. That's all there is to it. Yeah. Superman is the film that started these superheroes. We got Aliens that just kind of blue
You
sci
want to know another one I haven't
horror
seen?
into everything. So Goonies is the best feel good kind of adventure movie you can get. I mean, Goodfellas is get the hell out of here.
Aliens. Okay, I see more with aliens than anything. So I guess I watched the first Alien and I watched it with Del Boy. Yeah, exactly. I watched it with Del Boy. It's on the third reel where we react to movies. Shit's funny. But yeah, Goonies is a class. I don't know. Like I don't see the appeal of Goonies. Like looking at the cover, I'm just like, eh. And the same thing with I'm not even a Superman fan.
It's full of charm. It's just so good. So
I'm pretty sure. I guess.
It's Steven Spielberg as well.
Epitome of film, the best one that really opened the doors to other movies. Goonies? Is that what you're talking about? Goonies?
Goonies is cool as a kid, but knowing him, it can't wait.
Who said that?
At Giselle.
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
As I say, like
I've seen more aliens than anything.
Well, all I know is just that you like horror. Aliens is horror. Jaws is horror. Superman 78. It's just something that needs to be seen, to believe a man can fly, you could say. But yeah, as I say, there is more. I can't think of the top of my head, but thanks for you guys. Now you're gonna have to go and watch.
They said keep us posted, and we want a 5-minute review of the film in the future week's live stream. That's funny.
Yeah, we're gonna.
I've heard a lot. Everybody saying aliens.
All right, I agree. Aliens is it's just my favorite, probably one of my favorites, if not my favorite sci-fi movie. I like it more than Ridley Scott's original. This is James Cameron.
Hey, look at this one right here. Look. He's going to hate Goonies. I know. Oh my god, that shit is funny.
He won't.
Oh my god. You think so? I don't know. Low key, like I'm kind of already going into it with a kind of like a mentality. So I don't know.
It's fun. It's great.
It probably look, I like campy movies, so I might like it because I can still watch Short Circuit to this day. Like I love that fucking movie.
All right, this film's got nothing but practical effects. Yeah.
I mean, I love practical effects, but at the same time, like some movies just don't have that replay value. Like I tried to rewatch James and the Giant Peach. Like I couldn't do it. I tried to rewatch Batteries Not Included. I couldn't do it. Like no, but I mean these are fucking classics. I even tried to watch E.T. recently and couldn't do it.
Yeah,
E.T. That is like the epitome of like
issues, though. I have to admit, I find that E.T. has some pacing issues. Still great, but just had a few pacing issues. Goonies, just an all-out adventure. You know what? Goonies. The best way to explain it, it's kind of like It, without the monster. But even though there is some kind of monsterish stuff going on it, so yeah, it's like kids together going on a bit of an adventure. Some shit's going down. Some kind of gangsters are involved. It's just great.
Jay Ferrari says I would like Goonies because Jay Ferrari says I would like Goonies because I like Short Circuit.
I've never seen Short Circuit.
You never seen? Oh, they're remaking it too. I think it's gonna be based in Mexico. It's fun but nostalgic. But as a first timer and being bitter, Davey, it's not. It is a no for him. She keeps calling me bitter. I don't like it.
You're bitter. You are bitter. You can just see it in your eyes.
Good analogy about it and Goonies. Okay. We're spoiled by shiny things and CGI. Goonies is a kid's version of Indiana Jones. I can definitely see the kids version of Indiana Jones. I mean, we'll see. Like I said, I got to sit down and watch it.
I still think you know
But
what?
it's definitely something that I would put off. Like I can definitely look. I would look at the cover and be like, that's something I can wait on. You know,
And
like
then
I'm
you
more.
watch it
I
and
would
you'll be
probably
like, oh
see
my god, I
Aliens.
waited this long. And then you've got Superman, and you've got
I
Jaws.
don't like Superman though. That's
It
the thing.
doesn't
Like
matter.
I've
It's
never
all
been a
about
fan
how
of the
good
Superman
story is.
character in general. So I can't
It's not
imagine
about
myself
that.
sitting through it.
It's not about that. It's about Christopher Reeve making a superhero film that wasn't stupid.
It is about the character because you have to like the character and the concept behind the character in order to enjoy the movie.
I know,
If I
but
don't like Superman,
no, I understand
I'm
what you
not going to
mean.
like a
I know what
Superman
you
movie.
mean. But why my point is that it's just that you've got to see it for its practical and the way it was filmed and the love that went into this film.
Well, what you're telling me is don't watch it because of what it is. Watch it because of what it means to cinema. Is that what we're saying?
Yes.
But then how am I going? I can't find enjoyment in that.
You would. That's what I'm saying. You go, you know what? Look, is wearing that t-shirt for a good reason.
I want you to read that comment right there. Read that. What does that say?
Who said that? Oh.
What does it say?
See, look, my reading ain't so good. I ain't got my glasses on, but it says.
Nah, read it.
Superman
no, read what it says.
It says Superman is so good.
Nah, it says Superman sucks. Don't do it. It drags. It drags. You know what I'm saying? You like look what shirt you're wearing right now.
You're wearing drag.
Superman. Look at your tattoo on your arm. Show your tattoo on your arm. Other one.
It was a rub-off one.
Yeah, we're live. But I'm just saying, like, I'm not a fan of Superman, so I don't think I'm gonna find enjoyment in that movie. I'll watch it just for the like the whole cinematic moments and what it means to the cinematic world. But at the same time, like, I'm not a freaking huge fan of Superman, and I'm not gonna find enjoyment in the characters. I was never a fan of Superman, but after watching them, I really like them. I can never finish them. I was never a fan of Superman, or maybe just watch Superman the animated series way better. Haha, I can do that.
Thank you, Super Clark. There's blasphemy in here, and you know
what?
Said that? Let Jesus compel you.
Who said it's blasphemy in here? I don't even see that comment.
Super Clark.
Oh, blasphemy in this chat. Superman.
Let Jesus compel you. Let the body of Christ compel you, and that's all.
Look, I'm sorry, Del Boy, but they bore me too much, and I've tried.
Oh my God, you need to try harder. What's wrong with you?
Ray Ferrari, Goonies, Aliens, Jaws, and Superman are all mainstays that made cinema what it is today.
Yes,
Current filmmakers older than 25 definitely found influence from these films, and I believe it because, like I said, I've watched bits and pieces of Jaws. I've just never sat through the whole movie. Like I've watched.
Can I say something about Alien just quickly?
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
If you watched Aliens, you would actually think it was made yesterday. That's how Aliens is. With all the practical effects, it would actually feel like it was made yesterday, as it holds up in practical, acting, story, everything. It just feels like it could have been made yesterday, and that's how good Aliens is. But animated series is good too. Yeah, it is. Well, we agree on something, Giselle. But anyway, look, you guys, I think we've run out of time here, and thank you for everyone for being part of this and taking the piss out of Superman. But look, join us next week because Davey's now talking away. He's drifting off. But as I said, look, join us next week and we'll have more news update. And well, if you've got anything that you think we should talk about, let us know in the comments below. I'm saying it so many times now, my mouth is going dry.
All right.
He's right.
Jay Ferrari says amazing atmosphere. Thank you, Jay Ferrari, for tuning in.
Thank you, mate, for turning, and thanks you for subscribing. It means a lot to us because we're small at the moment and it just takes time, you know. So
building that community. Hey, Jay Ferrari, we're gonna be back next week, same time.
Yes, be there. And if you have anything you think we should bring up or any subjects throughout the week that comes up, let us know in the comments, and we'll see. We might be able to use that as a topic. Okay.
2 hours Superman chat. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, the special edition is like 3 hours, so yeah.
You know? We're ending the stream. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, like button, all that stuff. Don't forget to tell your friends, your mothers, your nieces, your aunties, your uncles, your cat, your dog. Bring some people with you next week, man. We're trying to build a community here. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Adios.
Hopefully it goes off.
See you all soon, you royal boobs. I can't wait.